now can you hear me? My ear's itchy. I had to delete the audio and then re-add it. So you should be able to hear me now. Okay, awesome. But I was saying that I've got myself some coffee here. And I don't have any milk to put in it to cool it down. I could put it in the freezer, but I just wanted to start the stream. I did not want to go to the store and get anything yet. So anyways, I'll be doing streams like this when I can, where I have my microphone on and I can talk to you all. And then I'll have other part of the stream where I just am drawing. So yeah, this was not planned at all. I just turned the stream on. I just went to my streaming software, clicked start stream, and I was like, well, I'll just start doodling and streaming. I haven't ate yet today, so I'm really hungry. But I'll probably stream for like maybe, I don't know, like an hour, possibly 2 hours. It depends on what I draw and what I do and how long I ramble on about stuff. So, is the sound good? Is the music too loud or too quiet? Let's see how this coffee is. Okay, it's not too hot. It's still kind of warm though. Now, do you think I should have this, like, with the webcam in the corner while I'm drawing? Or what? Or do you prefer I have two separate ones where I have this, and then it switches over to that, like for the drawing, but you can still hear my talking. But if I want to, I could turn the volume off. So now you can hear me now. And now you hear me. Okay, good. Is the music too loud? Because I've got the music at negative 36 decibels. The reason I wasn't talking on a lot of my streams is I was listening to a bunch of podcasts and stuff. So the music's a little bit too loud. I'll turn it down a little bit. How's this? Is the music too loud still? Okay, awesome. So what would you like to ask me? Give me a topic to talk about that I can ramble on. I'm looking at this screen here, and I did have the chat on this screen up here, but I was like looking up. It wasn't like I was looking at the camera as much, so I kind of moved that around. But I'm trying to look at webcams settings, camcorder settings, the audio settings, the subscriber settings, the music settings, microphone, chat box, other stream, other chat. This is probably the most I've done all at once on a stream. Unless I was to stand on my head and draw upside down while doing a push-up. It was just like a completely random podcast about the space and psychology, philosophy, stuff like that. And like I've tried to listen to only music while I'm drawing, but then I kind of get bored and I want something that makes me think. And so then I'll think about what to listen to, and I'll find a podcast or something interesting. I'll listen to that for a while. Then I'm like, you know what? I just want to kind of shut my mind off, and not think about anything, just make some doodles, uh, and then I kind of get bored of that, and I want to draw faster. So then I'll put on like some heavy metal, or maybe if I'm wanting to draw for a long time, I'll listen to a podcast again, or maybe some relaxing music. It's probably perfect weather outside, so I'll probably be doing, I don't know, probably a couple things after the stream. I don't know what I'll do outside, but I'll figure something out. Like some coffee ASMR, like this. Like, ASMR never really did anything for me. It was kind of like, ASMR was just, the sounds of ASMR kind of remind me of when you're wanting to fall asleep and you have all these sounds around you that keep you awake, and they keep you from being able to fall asleep. Kind of like that, or like sounds like this. It's kind of like this actually kind of sounds like a cat scratching on the door and it wants in. Maybe. Or maybe if you had like a, I don't know, a door made of a different material. So how's it going, Chris? And am I saying that right? Ram Art? Romert? Or is the R silent? Or is it Ham Art? My glasses get all foggy. So I'm doing my usual doodles with this isograph. I was drawing with my rotary, but I was having issues with it because I don't know, like the ink was not flowing properly for some reason. I've washed it over and over. I don't have that problem with Staedtler, and it's anything below 0.35. But I've used this a lot in the past 2 years. I mean, 8 hours a day for, well, I've had it for 3 years, I think, because I remember I did a review of this pen back in 2018. So it's been 18, 19, 20. It's been like 3.5 years. My favorite artist, Hieronymus Bosch, Leonardo da Vinci, MC Escher, and there's a couple others that I like, but I don't remember the names. I have a hard time trying to remember names. I can remember faces, but I can never remember names that well. But I liked Hieronymus because there's just so much detail everywhere, and I try to do that in my doodles when I make stuff. I try to put as much detail as I can in the doodle, but then I just want to get the drawing done. I get this like sense of anxiety or something. I'm drawing. It's like I'm almost done, but I want to move on to the next page. But then there's this feeling of I've got to start all over again. There's not really ever an end to drawing. Like, you can always get better. And so, like, you do one drawing or you do one painting, and there's always another one to paint. There's always another one to draw. That really went off topic. Well, I guess it's still sort of on topic, but I don't have my air conditioner on. Well, for one, it's loud and you'll hear it in the background. But my air conditioner's not even blowing out any cold air anymore. So I think I have to replace what's it called? Is it Freon? Or it's the stuff that you put into the air conditioners for it to continue blowing out cold air. But I have it on and it's like not even cold air. It's like cool air, that the air feels like it's maybe, I don't know, like 74 degrees instead of it blowing out air that feels like it's 60. I mean, my fan I have works better now than my air conditioner, because the temperature from the air conditioner is pretty much the same as my fan, unless it's like 90 degrees in here. Then air conditioner might help a little bit, but it's just using more power and electricity without really doing much of anything. Although I have seen something funny once where people put a bunch of ice cubes in front of a fan with the fan blowing the air over the ice cubes. I don't know if that'll work. I mean, I guess it would, but this seems like a very cheap way of doing things. So have you ever been drinking coffee, and like when you're drinking, the coffee mug hits your glasses? It's happened to me a couple of times. It makes me take my glasses off and look. Did I break them? Did I chip them? Are they scratched? Oh man! Every time I drink coffee, I start getting pretty hyper, and I start like sweating and stuff. I do notice that if I don't drink coffee for a long time, like after I quit drinking coffee, I feel better. But then after a while, I don't feel as good. And then when I drink coffee again, the first few days I feel amazing, and slowly. So I kind of alternate. I would say now I try to draw sometimes with silence, because then I can just think through stuff and think about things more. But I think that if I'm wanting to draw something with perfect precision, I won't have any sound on or anything. Just complete silence. But that's kind of rare for that to happen. But it kind of depends on you as a person. Like if, like, let's say for example, you. One second. I actually don't even need these on because I'm not listening to anything. But let's say if you're someone that has like a lot of stuff in your mind and it's hard for you to focus, then I think maybe if you do drawing with music and stuff on, then that'll help you focus on the drawing in front of you rather than being stressed and thinking about stuff and anxiety and all that. But if you're somebody that doesn't have those issues, then I think you should be okay drawing without any music on, because you should be able to focus on it. But I go back and forth, but most of the time I'm listening to music or a podcast while I'm drawing. And kind of a random fact, I actually never listened to music until I was I don't think it was until I was like maybe 16 or 18. I think I might have been 18 when I actually started listening to music because growing up, the music that a lot of my family members were listening to, it wasn't anything that I had interest in. So I just didn't listen to anything because at the time, I didn't really have no good enough internet to play any videos or nothing, because when I had dial-up internet, it was so slow. If I clicked on a video at 240p, it still wouldn't load and play. It was so slow that high-pitched sound that dial-up would make when you would connect. And then so I never even listened to music until I was like maybe 16 or 18. So yeah, random fact. But I would say now I probably spend 80% of my drawing time listening to stuff about philosophy or listening to podcasts, and then 20% of the time I'll listen to music when I'm drawing. So it's about 80-20 on that, I think. Something like that around there. I went to do a drawing last week, and I didn't have my eyeglasses on. I was like, why are these lines, like, why does it feel like I'm trying hard to draw these lines? And then I realized that I didn't have my eyeglasses on. It's not like I can't see at all or anything. It's just a little bit nearsighted, a little bit farsighted, and some stigmatism. Yeah. When I first got eyeglasses, I mean, I had some when I was a kid, but I didn't wear eyeglasses at all from like, I think it was, I think the last time I actually wore them, other than when I was an adult, I wore some eyeglasses when I was like maybe 10 and 11, I think 10 years old. But after that, I didn't wear any eyeglasses until I was 20, so it was 10 years. And then I wore the same eyeglasses from 2010, 2013. And then from 2013 to 16, I had the same ones for 3 years. But I think I might have had these the longest, maybe. Because I got them in 2018. So 2018, 19, 20. So going on 4 years. It seems that I get new eyeglasses every 3 to 4 years. Or no, wait. The eyeglasses I had before this, they were Ray-Bans. I had those from 2013 to 2018. So it was 5 years. So I pretty much get new eyeglasses on average every 4 years. Which you should probably do it sooner. I think it's like every year or two that you're supposed to get new ones. But when you spend $500 or $600 on them, because you've got to get the lens made a certain way, because nearsighted, farsighted, astigmatism, a lot of eye sensitivity to light, and then I like to get blue light filter on them and be scratch resistant. It all adds up a lot. So I just see what the cost is, and I'm like, okay, so if I get new ones every year, let's say it's $600, that's about what? How much is that a month? $50. I mean, it doesn't seem like much money per month to save, but it's just a lot at once. But I know a lot of people can get eyeglasses for like maybe, I don't know, under $200, and I'm like, I wish mine were that cheap. But as long as I don't have to wear like giant bifocals with my eyeglasses like that thick. I wonder, would that hurt your eyes? Like let's say if you had like really thick glasses and the sun was out, would that like filter the light into your eye like a magnifying glass? I don't know. Do any of you know? Even though I'm asking very random, completely irrelevant questions to anything that has to do with art, but hey, I mean, if you're here, I think if you're here and you're still watching my channel, then I think you kind of know by this point that I talk about a lot of random stuff. So, do you ever start feeling kind of itchy randomly when you drink a bunch of coffee? I don't know. I think it's just because I'm sweating. Oh, these doodles? Let's see if I'm pointing the right direction. Like, these are on paintings. And, so, okay, there. I'm pointing in the wrong direction because it's opposite. So these are paintings too. And these are paintings. And then those are drawings that were done with a Sharpie or a fine liner. But I would say there's maybe like 5 of them that are technical pen drawings. 5 or 6, and then there's like, I don't know, maybe 10 Sharpie drawings, maybe a dozen paintings, and then paintings were done in watercolor. So watercolor painting, Sharpie, fine liner, technical pens. Oh, I tried acrylic before, and acrylic dries so fast. Like, Um, well, I mean, watercolor could dry fast too. I mean, it depends. Like, I tried painting with acrylic, and I think it's just the way that I paint. Like, I like to paint quickly and um, kind of let the painting happen on its own. I kind of draw the same way. I kind of scribble everywhere, and I start to form shapes and build things up until I actually end up having something, and then I kind of work with what I've made. So if I don't know what to draw, I will kind of just doodle and scribble things onto the paper until I've kind of made a shape, and then out of that shape, I'll kind of add things around it. I'll kind of build up. But I think like with acrylic, it's more. It seems more detailed in every like brush stroke rather than watercolors, like big washes of stuff. And you can kind of lay a bunch of stuff down, and a lot of the paint does a lot of the work for you on its own. It all varies, but do you? Okay, maybe I should start reading the questions out so people know which one I'm answering to, so I just don't answer randomly. So, also let me know if I'm pronouncing this right. My neck is sore because I'm looking at so many different monitors and I didn't stretch yet today. Ugh, okay. Is it Ram or Rom or Ham? So I think it says Ramart. Do you consider yourself like an introvert or extroverted person? I think most of the artists are introverted. I think that I would definitely consider myself introverted, but the way that I think of a lot of art is that it could be an introverted person's way of putting a part of who they are onto the paper in an introverted way that can be expressed in an extroverted way also. Like say for example, if let's say someone isn't very extroverted and they don't talk much, but yet they could write a poem or a song or a book that can be very emotional and that people can connect with, that is also very social. But I think that part of what people that are very introverted give up is a lot of the socializing with a lot of people, and they then put that focus into doing introverted things that are very goal oriented, that might be very time consuming, like drawing, maybe even distance running, things that take a long time. Maybe somebody that is a musician or a writer. I kind of noticed that the people that are, as I said, introverted, they're more, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think how to say this. Like, they're kind of more, I guess, have more patience maybe. But I think that you would have to have more patience if you're more of an introverted person, because people might not understand you. And so you have to kind of just sit back, kind of watch your surroundings more. And you think more about what you say, and you think more about like your interactions with people. And so you're able to have better patience for more long-term things. But it varies. I mean, but for me, I would say I'm more introverted. And I know that, like with art, I think that, like if you want to make a living from it, you have to put your name out there. And if you want to put your name out there, you kind of have to be extroverted to a certain point, even if you're not extroverted and you're very introverted. Because if you don't do things like communicating with a lot of people and socializing, then people might not know of the art that you're making. For example, sharing it online, posting drawings online, talking to people online about the art that you make. It's all very extroverted stuff that is a lot of times something you have to do to get your art out there for people to know about it. And it's kind of, it's very opposite of what someone that does that's introverted. But I think that the good thing out of it is that even though you're introverted, you can spend so much time making the art, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of time being so extroverted. And I think, like, with online stuff, talking to people online, it doesn't really feel like a very extroverted thing because it's not very personal. It's not person to person. It's kind of it kind of feels a bit detached in a way, but at the same time, if you're involved with doing something that's helping a lot of people, then that's going to be very different than, just having a random interaction with completely anonymous people. If it's large groups of people that are anonymous compared to a small group, there's going to be more of an effect, obviously, of helping people. But as I was saying, when it comes to like with being introverted and extroverted, is that you have to try to build up a following, and you have to get a lot of people to know you then to start making revenue from advertisements, from sponsors. And so if you want to make art something that you make income from, you kind of have to be a little bit extroverted to some point. But I don't think it means that you have to try to be something that you're not, or that you have to change everything about yourself. I think that as long as you're doing what you enjoy and you're just being yourself for the most part, then I think everything will fall in place. But that was kind of a long answer. But I do consider myself introverted, and yeah, I think that answers it. I think it did. I think it answered it. You like being introverted. What do you think are some let's say 10 benefits of being introverted compared to extroverted? I think one benefit is that if something happens to where you don't have a whole bunch of friends and stuff like that, or maybe you don't have a lot of support from family members, or you have a small family, or you live in an area where there's not a lot of people, and the benefit of being introverted is that you will be okay being by yourself. And so if you, let's say you lose friends or family members, it's not going to bother you as much. Not to say that you don't care or nothing, it's just that it just doesn't affect you the same way. Kind of like if you take an extroverted person compared to an introvert, someone that's introverted, and let's say you took the introverted person, and for example, if the thing that they could derive a lot of enjoyment and meaning from, let's say you take an artist or writer that's introverted, if you were to get rid of the writing and the drawing, for them is similar to an extrovert losing all their friends and everything. So let me know what you think. Maybe I can make a video on that or something, or maybe I can cut up different sections of this video and make each different section for my live stream its own video. I should probably plan that. Plan some more stuff out for my streams. Chris says art can communicate the things the world falls short on. Yeah, I had to burp. Excuse me. Yes, Chris, I do think so, because throughout history, there's a lot of things that people couldn't talk about or didn't talk about that was expressed or put into art that people seen, that conveyed a message that everybody can understand. So, Ram says, where are you from? from Monterrey, Mexico. When I read that, the first thing I thought of was Monterey Jack cheese. Um, because I had cheese yesterday. I was eating because I was hungry. I didn't know what to eat. All I had in my fridge was grapes and I think cheese, and I don't know what else I had. Monterrey, Mexico. I don't think I'd know what that's at. I'd have to look it up on maps. I'm pretty sure it's probably really warm there right now. Angela says, hit the like button. Thank you, Angela. I feel like I've been drinking so much coffee, but this is only 1 cup. Well, I think I might have mentioned it before in another stream or something, but I asked about how much is 1 cup of coffee? Is it a measured cup? Or is it a cup as in you drink 1 cup of it? Like, this is 1 cup, but how many measured cups are in this? Who was that guy from, I think it was it The Simpsons? I forget the guy's name. But he, like, held cups like this. It was the old guy. He was like, I'm gonna drop it if I drink it that way. Is the camera angle pretty good? Or is it, like, horrible? I feel like my neck's kind of bothering me from looking down, but if I set it up there, I don't think it will work either, because, like, if I want to look at the camera while I'm drawing, so, like, let's say I've got my little sketchbook. Okay, it's, like, right here. Let me go back, I'll show you. It's like, here's my sketchbook, and I'm looking down doodling. Now, so my sketchbook is there, and I'm looking down. I can already look at the camera and see the chat. If I move the webcam up, then what happens is the sketchbook is here, and I would have to keep, like, looking up, and the camera would be up there. So I'll do what I can for now. Maybe if I had, I don't know. I'll do what I can with the setup so far. You like coffee, Angela? What type of coffee you like? I drink pretty boring black coffee. That's about it. I've been doing that, what's it called, bulletproof coffee thing. People, like, put butter in it, and like grass-fed butter. No, this isn't like the grass-fed organic butter or anything. This was just some, I mean, it's the healthiest butter I could get at the local store here. I think it was like 4 sticks of it for like $2.99, $3.29, which is not too bad. It's pretty cheap. But I drink pretty boring coffee. This is just black coffee with some butter in it. So it's kind of like bulletproof coffee. It's part of some, like, keto thing people do, but I tried keto. It did not work out. I did it for a month. I pretty much lost all of my muscle, all of my strength, all of my endurance, and all of my energy. And they said it takes, like, between 4 days to 2 weeks to adjust. My body didn't adjust. It was just, felt like it was withering away. Now I was consuming a lot of minerals, a lot of vitamins, a lot of protein, and a massive amount of fats I was getting from oils, coconut oils, butters, meats, and my body still kept losing weight. Maxwell House, French vanilla, says Angela. I think my mother or my grandmother drinks that. Is that in the blue container? It's like a plastic blue container is Maxwell. Was it red? I don't remember. When I get coffee, I just get whatever is the darkest coffee, and then I just buy that, or whatever's the like the blackest coffee, and that is the best price. That seems reasonable. I don't really notice much of a taste between coffees. I guess maybe it's because I haven't tried that many different kinds, and I don't add anything to it. Like, I don't add creamer or nothing. Instead of creamer, I just use milk, or I add, like, some butter and mix it in there. So it's kind of like bulletproof coffee, but not quite. Because I was going to get some of that organic grass-fed butter, and we don't have any in the stores in my town. I have to drive like think it's like 20 or 30 minutes, not far, to another store to get it. But it was like $6.99 for like, I think it's one little stick of butter. And I was like, what? I could get like 3 packages of butter. It's like healthy butter, not organic and everything. For like $3 each. That's 4 sticks rather than like the $7 stuff. It's like one little stick of butter. No, I don't add any sugar to my coffee, Chris. I've seen people add sugar to coffee. No, I have like so much sugar. It looks like it's like liquid sugar at the bottom of their coffee cup, like that much of it in the bottom, and it's just, and they'll drink it. And I ask them like, do you like crash after that? They're like, nope, and they'll be drinking it like before bed. Like right now is very late for me to drink coffee. I usually do not drink coffee after like 9 a.m. But I'm just drinking it for the stream and to stay awake more better because I got a bunch of stuff to do today. But yeah, the blue one, Angela. Okay, yeah, it's I think I don't think I have the container anymore. I think I threw it away. It was a container of Maxwell coffee. I think it was like the medium, which the flavor didn't seem as strong. I'm used to drinking black coffee. Excuse me for my sniffly nose. Ram says, what activities do you enjoy besides drawing? For example, I love hiking and singing. Let me think here. But while I'm thinking about it, where do you like to go hiking at? And what do you like to sing? Where am I from? Ram asked that question too, because he lives in Mexico. I'm originally from Florida. I grew up there for about half of my life. And now I'm living in Ohio. A lot of different weather here. It's kind of gloomy and gray and cold and snowy half the year. I remember when I moved up here, it was sometime during the like late summer, I think it was back in 2007. I went for a jog, and it was in like mid-September, into September, and there was this big storm that came through, and everybody thought I was crazy for going out jogging because it was so windy out. Now, to them, they thought it was so windy. It was like 20-mile-an-hour gust of winds, and that was it. And for me, growing up in Florida, I was used to like 100-mile-an-hour plus gusts of wind, but I wasn't used to the snow. That took me some time to try to adapt to. Like, I don't really mind the snow that much. I just don't like the cold, because when it's cold out, like all the activities that are outside to do in the winter are activities that I don't like to do. So I just stay inside. I mean, I draw a lot anyway, so it don't really make that much of a difference. I'm inside all the time. Let's see here. Questions. But back to what Rana said as far as my activities. And Doctor says hi and puts I think that's a cat face or a kitty emoji. What are some other activities I like to do besides drawing? Powerlifting, sprinting, distance running, ultra marathons. Did I already say philosophy, psychology, history, science, stuff of space? I guess those are interests. I guess I participate in them, their activities. I also like arm wrestling, strongman competitions, stuff that involves like the universe type of stuff. I like poetry. Now I've never really done any writing though, because I've got to work on my like grammar and sentence structure and all that stuff. Because if I tried to write something, there would be so many errors in the structure of the sentence that I'd have to hire someone and pay them so much to fix all of my errors and problems. Chris asked, have I ever ran marathons? No, I've never done one myself or participated. I mean, I've done a bunch of running, like on my own, just long distances and stuff, like 10 miles here, 5, 20 here, 30 here, 40 or 50. Done, some that are longer than that, but I don't actually time them. Like the distance I run, I kind of like get a general idea of it because I was always pretty good at sprinting, powerlifting, more like short distance or burst of speed and power type of stuff. So I've got to work on more of the endurance stuff. The issue I've been having now is just that my knees felt like kind of broken. The other day when I did, it was I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday last week. I did a 40-mile jog. It was 20 miles there, 20 miles back, and it took me quite a long time that day. Most of the day. I mean, I don't know how long it took me. I just once I jogged, and once my knees started hurting, that's when I stopped and turned around, because it wasn't like my endurance was lacking or nothing. But I'm not very good at running like a long distance in a fast time. I can just run a really long ways. So I'm just got to work on trying to fix some, issues with past injuries, stretching, stuff like that. But I could try and maybe do a marathon or something. I have to find some around the area where I live. But I think I'd have to try to schedule something with work to do that. Or maybe if somehow it is able to be done on a day that I'm off of work. But we'll see. Maybe I've got to figure out a way to where I can record myself, like live stream myself going on a jog or something like that. Ram asks, do you practice meditation? Yeah, I do from time to time. I haven't been doing as much meditation recently. I would say in the past, like, I don't know, 8 months. I've been so busy with work. Drawing, editing videos, live streaming, trying to scan art, preparing stuff for coloring books, setting up stuff for sites, driving to work, doing other things that's work involved, just a whole lot of things. And then I've been trying to work out more, so there's not quite as much time. I mean, usually I start doing a lot of meditation if I start having some issues with overthinking things or something like that. But I'm always so busy doing so much stuff that my mind is always preoccupied with doing something. So I just haven't really been meditating for those reasons. But maybe I should start doing it a little bit more. But my knees do feel a little bit better today. My right leg is the one that I had issues with, the one that had all the injuries, so that one's still kind of a little bit. But I'll probably do some running later today and tomorrow. Hey, how's it going, Jimmy? Welcome to the stream, where I'm rambling on about random stuff, and I'm not drawing yet because I'm still drinking this coffee and talking about random stuff. I had somebody mention to me one time about how, like, the way I talk about stuff, like, is so random. Like, I'll be saying one thing, and then as I'm talking about the topic, I'll talk about something not even related out of nowhere. And it's just because I'll be thinking about so many different things that if I don't bring up something I'm thinking about, I know I'll forget it because I have a hard time trying to remember stuff. And if I don't bring it up in that moment and just say what I'm thinking about that I'm going to talk about, then I won't remember it, and then I'll try to remember it later on. So we got all of the doodles here. We got who we got here. We got Chris, Ram, Angela, Doctor. What was that movie? The one guy. I think it was from like early 2000s or late 90s. They called him Mr. Sir. I don't. It was like some movie where all these people went to like I don't know if it was like some kind of boot camp thing or what it was. I don't remember the name of it. The guy that was played as a Mr. Sir was in other movies. I don't remember his name though. So, oh, I need to stretch. I'm gonna do like an hour of stretching later because I did a whole bunch of push-ups the other day. I just turned on my video camera and recorded it, but I had did like, I think I did a 10-mile jog that day or the day before, I don't remember, but I went ahead and did a whole bunch of push-ups, and my body was already like completely tired. Have I ever traveled? I've been to a couple of different states, but I haven't been out of the United States yet. I've been to, I live in Florida, grew up in Florida, I've been to Florida, so we'll go through the states that I've been. Now most of this, I haven't been to or done anything since I was like, I don't know, maybe 15, and then a couple of places I did or visited after that, so I haven't really gone anywhere since out of state. It's been like 5 years maybe. So Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Michigan, Illinois, Texas, Arizona, California, New York. I already said Michigan, didn't I? Yeah. There's 13 places I've been to. I can't think of any other places that I've been to. But out of those 13, the ones that I was in, only because of a plane layover that was taking quite a while, I just like went to a couple places, like close to the airport for a couple of hours. And those states would be Illinois, Texas, Arizona. Yeah, those three. So I've been to 10 states by car when I was like half this age. And then I lived in California for like, I think almost a year maybe. Jimmy says, visit me in Norway. I'm trying to remember where Norway is even on the map. It's like, if I think of the United States, that's northeast from here, I believe. I don't remember. Because I know like over in the Europe, like where Europe is, there's so many different countries and history there. I can never remember where everything is. But I'm not so bad at the point where I don't know entire countries, like a huge one. Like, back in high school, this one person asked, what country is Japan in? Or they asked me, what part of South America is Italy in? I'm like, what? So, yeah, that's what I was guessing. I knew it was like off the East Coast. I couldn't remember exactly where, because it's like northeast or east of the United States. But there's a lot of stuff over in that area. I think there's like northeast is what, like Iceland and Greenland, and you've got like Norway, Germany, all Europe area and stuff. There's so much stuff, history in Europe and all that. I don't know, maybe it's just that because of growing up, or the books that are made, but it seems like there's a lot of history about certain places, but not of a lot of other locations in the world, like north, east, south, or central or west, like Asia, um, different countries. They never really taught a lot about any other places. It was kind of just the same thing they taught me over and over in school every year. And I'd ask the teacher, I'm like, are we going to learn about anything else besides the same 5 topics over and over? It's 5-hour flight, Jimmy says. Really, that's it? It's kind of short. Because I know it was like, how far was it for me to fly from Ohio to California, or Ohio to Florida? I think it was like a 7 or 8 hour flight, but it was like at least a 6-hour flight just to California. So from here to Norway is a little bit closer than California, unless it's just because of the way they flew the plane. Like, you know how when, like, before planes go to land, they're like go in a whole bunch of circles. There was a couple of times we went to land, it was like 45 minutes or an hour. They just went in circles before they landed. And I was like, right there's the airport. Oh, let's go down there. But I know there's reasoning for it. They have other planes coming in and everything. So the Grand Canyon in Colorado. No, I've never been to the Colorado or the Grand Canyon, although I would like to sometime, because I want to visit out west more, like Colorado, Arizona, Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Wyoming. But I know that Colorado, it varies a lot. You can have like some kind of like desert area, and you have mountains. It can be hot, it can be cold, but high elevation, low elevation. But I've never been to the Grand Canyon yet. Wouldn't it be cool if I could visit there? Just have the whole Grand Canyon behind me, and just doodle and ramble on about stuff. It'll be like me and like Jimmy, Chris, Angela, Doctor, which is new. I've never seen him on here. So 5 people. So Chris, Ram, Angela, Jimmy, Doctor. 5 people. So it's like me and 5 of you on there. It's a Grand Canyon. Maybe I could just get like a green screen and put it behind me. Denver Airport. Jimmy says beautiful murals at the Denver Airport. I think. Oh no, that might have not. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think I've been to Denver or Colorado. I think I might have had one plane flight there. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't think I've been to Denver before. Does it even? Well, I guess, does it really count? Like, let's say if you're on a plane and you have a layover at one place, and you visit some places around it for a couple hours, does that count as visiting the state? I mean, I guess it would actually technically count more than if you were to just drive through it, because you're not actually doing anything. You're just driving through the state. So I guess it's kind of the same. I'm gonna brush my teeth after this coffee, so my teeth don't get all stained. I can never figure out how some people get their teeth like so perfectly, like their teeth are so white and like perfect, and they don't go to the dentist or anything. And here, I mean, I've only started actually drinking coffee not too long ago, but I even before after I drink coffee, I always brush my teeth. But I've ate healthy my entire life. I take care of my teeth. I brush my teeth. I floss my teeth. I do everything I can. And then there's so many people I see that eat candy. They have a bunch of sugar every day. They don't brush their teeth after they have coffee. They have coffee throughout the entire day with like candy bars and sugar and like all of the stuff that would affect your teeth. And like their teeth are like perfect. And like, I don't get it. If I was to have A candy bar. My teeth would be in so much pain. It'd be bad. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what they use. I can't figure it out. I have to check something. I got a notification. Multitasking. Oh, so much multitasking. What if I were to somehow do a drawing while I'm doing ultra distance running? Like stream it while I'm talking about stuff. But I think that, well, I definitely would be able to run as far. Because I know that if you're talking while jogging, you're not going to get the proper amount of oxygen in. So you're going to get tired faster. I could probably maybe do like a 5-mile live streaming. Like, just have like a giant, I don't know, thing connected to my back on a backpack coming over like with an easel or something. Just draw, live stream it. It'll be hard to draw while jogging. Butter Crunch bars. Have you had, I think it was called Butterfinger? It's like a candy bar. I mean, the last time I've actually had candy, I was like maybe 10 years old or something. It's been like 20 years. But when I was like 10, I always ate the Butterfinger bars. I know everybody was always, Reese's Cups was always very popular. Yeah, GoPro in the head. But, like, if I have a GoPro, I'm trying to think, how would I live stream, though? Because I have to have my phone for the data. But is there a way I can connect my phone to the GoPro? But if I have my phone on me, I would have to, like, have, like, a backpack or something, because the weight of the phone in my pocket, like, the phone moves around. I don't want it to fall in my pocket. So I'm trying to think of how I would do that. Let me finish up this coffee real quick, and I'll answer your question, Ram. And then, so I'm going to finish the coffee. I'm going to brush my teeth real quick. And then I'm going to answer Ram's question. Oh, the bottom part of this coffee is strong. I put a lot of coffee grinds to make my coffee this time, so plenty of caffeine. I will be right back in like less than a minute. So while I'm going to go brush my teeth real quick, I have a doodle that you can look at for like a minute. So I will be right back. What else was it? I was going to say something, I don't remember. Anyways, I'll be right back. So how's it going, everybody? I am back. I was not brushing my teeth the whole time. I actually had to check a couple emails really quick, and then I got a small snack real quick, and then after that, I what else was it I checked? Oh, a couple of other texts, whatever I got that I responded to. But anyways, I am back, and I'm going to go ahead and actually start on a doodle now. But first, let me look at the questions I was asked here. Jimmy says, connect the camera to your phone. I guess I could do that through like Bluetooth or something. Straps and Velcro. Yeah, I could probably try that. Just get one of those like miner's helmets. Just attach a camera and everything to it. Let me know if the sound quality is good, if the music is too loud or too quiet or anything. And we're going to go ahead and get into this doodle here. Not this one, because this one is completed. This is the one I did yesterday. Completely random as usual. So I think for this drawing, what I'm going to do is similar to what I did with the page before. I've been doing, one second, something on my glasses here. Okay, I got it. Is I'm going to go ahead and draw myself a border to this page. There we go. And I did that so that when I'm drawing, I don't have to like try to fill the entire page, because I know like if I'm drawing and I don't have that little border there, it's kind of hard to fill the entire page when my pen comes back. I don't want to like hit the side of the sketchbook or anything, so that's why I do that, in case anybody's been wondering. So let me know if the music's too loud or if the background sounds are too loud or too quiet. Let's go ahead and get into this doodle here. So I think what I am thinking about for this drawing is maybe, how about some more weird jagged rock looking things, and then some more like cross hatching sort of. So going to go ahead and start in one of the corners here. I think the bottom right corner will work. But do feel free to ask me anything. Something sort of like that so far. And then I think come over this side. left all these gaps here, and I'll go through and I can add more to that. Kind of just want to make an outline of it, sort of a broken up outline. Hey, how's it going again, Chris? I was gone for a little bit longer than expected. I brushed my teeth. Well, I ate something really quick, a small snack. Then I brushed my teeth. I looked at a couple emails, and then I responded to a couple of text messages. So it took me a little bit longer than what I was anticipating. Do I ever draw trees? Yeah, all the time. I just haven't done it recently in my drawings. I think I'll go ahead and add a tree in this one. How about we do right here? We'll add ourselves a tree. Like this. Some branches coming out. I'm hoping this resembles a tree. It's starting to. It's coming alive. I don't know why, but my viewer count where it shows the people watching on Twitch and YouTube. It shows 1 person on Twitch and 0 on YouTube, even though Chris is actually watching on YouTube. I don't know why it's why it shows that. Yeah, a happy tree. Well, this one might be a sad tree, because this one doesn't have any leaves on it or anything. So it's a sad tree in the winter. It's lost all of its leaves, and we could do a Bob Ross style. Okay, here we go. Mix my throat and everything. Alright, everybody, we've got ourselves a happy tree here. We're gonna go ahead and add in some of those lines. Let's pack them in there like that. Just get those lines in there nice and neat. They don't gotta be perfect or anything. It never has to be perfect. Just have fun with it. Make some happy trees and some happy lines. And keep on drawing. And sometimes when I'm drawing with the pen, I just gotta shake the devil out of it. There we go. Oops, we got a little bit of ink there coming off the tip of the pen. Let me go ahead and get this cleaned off real quick for everybody. There we go. Just a happy little pen there. Now, go ahead and continue drawing this little tree here. Wasn't he like in the military or something, I think? It's just hard to imagine that he was, Bob Ross was in the military. He always talked like really calm. He was just like, hello everybody, and welcome to this live stream today. We're drawing some happy trees, and I hope you're happy too. You know, this happy tree might not have any leaves or anything, but that's okay because, you know, we all don't live in places that have trees with leaves on them, depending on the time of the year. So, gotta try to be happy with what we got here. But videos these days, I noticed that online, everybody is so hyperactive and like they yell almost, and they talk so fast, super fast. I mean, I can talk pretty quick sometimes when I have a bunch of things that I want to talk about or say, but everything's so, I don't know, so many different camera angles and shots, like it goes back and forth from one thing to another one, and they edit the video where there's so much zooming in and zooming out, and things moving everywhere and flying all over the place, and people just, like, people don't really talk that way in real life. It's kind of strange to me. Like, if I see a video, it pops up, and the people are talking on it, and they're like, let's say they're doing a video about drawing or something, right? And they'll be talking in the video, and like the video will start up, and they'll be like this. Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing drawing. Let's go and do this challenge. $100, everybody can beat the drawing. Okay, now, here what we got here is this pen we're going to do. And like, they're just talking so fast, and there's like all this music back and forth playing, and there's different shots of the video cutting in and out, and then they add this edit to every video to where like it speeds up, and then it slows down, and then the cuts between is like this white flash of light between everything, and then they'll be talking really fast, like, hey everybody, I'm gonna be doing drawing right now. Hey, you good like this? Like the video below, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah, and talk super fast, and they like say 500 things, the links in the description and all this, and they like have 80% of the video they're talking about a sponsor, and then like during, it's just so hyperactive, and I don't know, like I can't even watch it because it feels so out of touch of how like people actually talk, and I don't know, it's just strange. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, like walking through an open air market, everybody shouts for your attention. I guess so. And I don't know, like, I think maybe they edit that way to like get people's attention. Maybe people have a very short attention span. Maybe they just can't pay attention to stuff for very long. But I think that like if you have to like yell and do all this stuff to like try to make the video interesting, then I think maybe the video itself or the subject or the topic or what's happening isn't actually really all that interesting. You know, like let's say somebody's making a video of I could make a video of me walking to my mailbox, and I could do all these edits and cuts and do like a whole bunch of stuff, and then make like a 40-minute video of me walking to my mailbox. But is it really that interesting? Or is it just all the video editing? Is it actually the topic? Or is it just, the video editing of it? Kind of like if you have a movie that, there's not really much of a storyline or really, anything going on that's interesting. Just a lot of cinematics and editing and all this stuff. I'm just like, well, seen that a million times. Could you imagine if, like, some of the videos that I've seen online of how someone is very hyperactive and like they just talk the whole video like that. I mean, and let's say like how I was explaining to where they're like, hey everybody, welcome to the video. Look, like, subscribe below, hit the like button if you want to share with your friends. Here is a sponsor to talk about this. Let's go for 100, blah 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 blah. Like, I don't even like. It's just really strange. Like, imagine if there was like you went to buy a new car or something, and the car salesman was like that. Like, hey everybody, go look at this car. Or if you're out shopping, and the person that works there is like, hey, have you looked at these soup cans? And they talk like super fast and like running around all hyperactive. I don't know, like I don't think I've ever really met anybody, anywhere in public or anything that actually talks that way. I mean, I've met some hyperactive people, but like I don't think anybody really talks like that. I don't know. It's kind of like how you see people like auctions or like the stock market, how they're all running around, yelling and talking really fast. Like some of these videos and intros and stuff I see, like it reminds me of if you took a person at an auction and combined it with like a stock market person in like a gigantic outdoor supermarket thing where people are like bidding and running around and but at the same time I'm not really into videos where things are so calm to where it's supposed to make you fall asleep. Like a lot of ASMR videos just don't do anything for me. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just strange. Maybe I see everything wrong. But then again, I mean, I think the entire idea of something, what is like normal. I mean, because what is considered normal today won't be normal, 100 years from now. It wasn't normal 100 years ago, and it might not even be normal tomorrow, depending on the culture of where you live. I mean, what is normal for one person might not be normal for another person, depending on their culture or where they live. So I think I think the idea of normalcy is a matter of the amount of people, the culture, and kind of where you live. Like, let's say if we were to go back 500 years ago, it was considered normal that, you know, let me think of an example. Let's see here. It was considered normal to dress a certain way, right? Like you've seen people back in the 1600s or, you know, the 1700s, to where they're pretty much wearing what looks like almost like winter clothing almost. Like they've got all these layers of thick clothing and everything on. And it's like in the middle of the summer, and they would just dress that way. Like if you were to do that now, everybody would like, what's wrong with you? Are you know? And if you were to take someone today, the way they dress, and put them in a different culture, I mean, even if it's just a different culture, not even different like time period, it'll be not normal to them. So yeah, and tunics. It's like some of those clothes you see that people wore back in like 1700s and all that. It's like so, like the clothing is so thick. Makes you wonder like how, like if you had to get ready for work or something, it would take like an hour just to get all of your clothes sorted and everything. And I would imagine you sweat a lot in that many different layers of clothing. But I do know that depending on where you're at, like let's say if you live in like the desert somewhere, they actually wear like long sleeve clothes and stuff to like cover up from the sun. So let's say if you were out and you live, like let's say you live in the desert, you would want to either have a lot of sunscreen, but that's only going to do so much. But if you had like a long sleeve shirt and jeans and like a hat and everything, and that'll keep you from getting sunburn. I mean, you would be warmer, but what is worse? You know, being too warm because it's warm out, or getting a constant sunburn because of the sun. I think the sunburn is going to be worse. But as far as like what is normal, it's just a matter of like what most people think of as normal. Like normal is just a matter of quantity of people that agree with or think something of a topic. So yeah, sunburn is like it's the same as if you were in the heat anyways. Like because then you just permanently feel like your body's 100 degrees or 120 degrees at all times. So I would rather be warm than have a sunburn. Yeah. Like let's say for example, if I had a certain view or an idea of something, and let's say I had a different view on art or something that I had interest in. The idea of normalcy is just a matter of what most people are doing. Like let's say back in the 80s when everybody had big giant hairdos and everything, that was like considered normal, everything back then. And that was only 40 years ago or less. That was normal back then, but now it's considered strange if you were to like dress like that and go out. Even how people dressed in like the early 2000s is so different than now that if you dress that way, people will be like, oh, that's not normal. But I think, like, if everything was the same and everybody was just normal, then there wouldn't really be anything interesting. Like, it would just be repetitive. Yeah. Yeah. Like this doodle, is it normal or not? But if most people were doing portrait art, they would say that this is not normal. But if like the people that do art, if most of them start doing abstract and doodles like this, or abstract painting, then that would be considered normal. And then they would say that doing portraits is not normal, because you're just like a human printer that's just recreating it, and you're strange. But then if most people are doing portraits rather than abstract art, they'd be like, why are you doing that? That doesn't require any skill. You're just scribbling stuff around, and but yeah, I mean, like, if you're just to do the same thing all the time, I mean, I guess you would get good at it, but like if I was to only draw circles, I guess if I draw like a whole bunch of circles in a lot of different ways, I guess you can almost sort of draw anything, but it would all look kind of similar. But my point being that if I only drew one way, then it would just be a bunch of kind of the same thing, like the different like size of lines and stuff. If that makes any sense. Like sometimes I'll just do something completely different or random that's not even something that I usually do. Like I was doing powerlifting and sprinting a lot for a long time. But then out of nowhere, like the past 2 weeks, I was like, I'm just gonna start doing ultra distance running and see how that goes. And I've been doing that. And another thing is like, when it comes to being normal, like let's say eventually everybody is not considered what's normal anymore, and they're all doing the abnormal thing, then that abnormal thing then becomes the new norm. So I think that looks like a tree, don't you think, Chris? Or maybe it looks like lightning striking from the ground. Jimmy says autocorrect. Yeah, I used to have autocorrect on my phone when I would send text, and it kind of made for some interesting responses from people. Like I had one time a person, they texted me and said, "Hey, you coming over?" And I responded. I said, "Yes." I said, yes, I can be over soon, on my way. Then it like auto-corrected it and said, yes, I won't be on my way, I'm not coming over, or something like that. It was like the opposite of what I texted, and they called me all confused. But I was on my way driving there because I sat my phone down. I either turned it off or put it on airplane mode, and they tried to call me, and they were all confused and thought I was mad at them. Doodle, plagues me. One moment. I thought I had a burp again. Tasted coffee. Doodle, takes me to a place that I can't describe. Doodle, drawing all these lines in these places I can't hide. And I'm trying to figure out why Is there a fly flying around me when I've cleaned everything in my apartment? No, there actually is a fly. It won't go away. I don't know why I have the issue. My apartment's like spotless clean, and there will be nothing around, and there's like flies and gnats. So like, oh. Then, other times, I'll have like trash in a bag that I'm going to throw out, and it'll sit there for a day or two, and there's no flies, no gnats. I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand. What if somehow you could, have some kind of what's that thing from like a Green Lantern superhero or something, like a ring, or like you could teleport and turn yourself into like the first person view of like the end of the pen, and you're the pen drawing. I had an idea. Maybe I could like attach a small camera to my pen while I'm drawing, so it would give like a first person view of every single line. Although I think that would be a bit dizzying and make everybody kind of not feel that great. Doodle doodle stipple dot. It's almost 3 o'clock. I've got to wash my clothes and change my socks, because if I don't, my toes and my feet will rot. Doodle doodle, doodle drop. The ink spills onto the paper from my pen. I'm an introvert, and I don't really have any friends, except for the doodlers on this live stream. And I call them my friends. I guess that rhymes with it. Movies? I have not watched a movie in a long time. I think the last movie I might have that I can remember. I mean, I've probably watched one since then. I just don't remember it because I do so many different random things. But the last movie I watched was like back in 2013, I think. But other than that, as far as actual movies, I've just watched like documentary stuff or like podcasts since then. You have a friend in me, you see, as I sit here and doodle by the sea. I am free, you see, as I doodle in his word as I speak, as I keep drawing and doodling, because my roaching isograph pen continues to leak. I tried to fix it, I tried to give it a wash, but I sit here doodling and drawing as I laugh. The time passes and the time goes. As a doodly pen, the ink flows. How far and how long can I draw and doodle? I don't know. And this is where we go, and this is what we find. To doodle and draw from the beginning of time. I think at this point, I'm lost in the lines and I'm lost in my mind as I Why do I keep feeling like that burp? Excuse me. This gnat will not go away. All that and a gnat in my head. Oh snap. What does it want? I think I almost got it. You have a favorite? Oh, movies? Let me think. I think my favorite movies was the Lord of the Rings movies. Those were pretty good. I never cared for Harry Potter or any of those movies. I was into the Lord of the Rings. Like the big battle scenes and all that stuff. Lines flow and my hair grows. I'm age 30, but by the age 40, I will be bald. I won't have a single hair, but at that point, I just won't care. I will get looks and I will get stares, but I'll keep drawing and doodling. And I'll go for another 50-mile run and my knees will ache as I keep on climbing and crawling up my stairs. I make it to my bed and I collapse. I look at my ceiling and I laugh. Why did I jog 40 miles? But here with my Doodle friends in this stream, I'm nothing but smiles. I don't even know what I'm talking about, everybody. I'm just making stuff up. I'm so hungry again. You know what? I think today I might order like a gigantic pizza later on. Like, I don't ever eat pizza. Like, very rarely, like maybe once or twice a year. The only time I actually eat pizza is if I hang out with a friend, which I'll probably do later today. I hang out with them like maybe once every 4 months because we're both so busy with work. My technical pen is blue, and I find this to be true as I go through and look at the comments and sift through them. When I'm feeling blue, I'm feeling down, and I'm feeling sad. I try not to get mad, I try to get glad. Not the Tupperware, not that I don't care. But here I'm doing these drawings and doodles. And I think at this point, look at my hairline, I'm losing my hair. Oh, what a scare. I'm such a strange fellow, and my pen at the tip is a bit yellow. Hello? Oh, there's so many lines. Have you ever been doing a drawing and you just want to get the drawing done, but you're enjoying doing the drawing, but you have this sense of anxiety and you're just like, I just want to finish the drawing so I can go on to the next page. What if I did entire videos where I just whisper the entire time? Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing some drawing here, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and draw some lines right here, and I think later today I'm going to eat some pizza. I might get extra mushrooms, maybe some red peppers on it. Hello everybody. I'm looking at my microphone and it sounds pretty quiet. I think I have to raise the decibels. So I have to talk. I have to whisper really loud. What is the world record for the loudest whispering and also the quiet whispering? Well, that's good, Jimmy. Hope you get doing better, man. Do they have like only like a certain regimen for like what you are supposed to eat? Hi, Jimmy. Very strict diet, very healthy. I've gotten asked like what I eat as far as food. Pretty much, it's I don't like, to me what I eat is completely normal. I think outside of maybe I eat like healthy meat, vegetables, fruit. I drink water and milk, and that's pretty much like 95% of what I eat. And the other 5% is like maybe I'll have cheese here and there. Every once in a long while, maybe cottage cheese. And then I'll have like oatmeal. But other than that, I just eat vegetables, fruit, and healthy cuts of meat and stuff. That's about it. Yeah, coconut oil is like one of those things that you can like use for basically almost everything. Like baking soda, coconut oil, and vinegar. Like cleaning, and all this other stuff you can use all of it for, and health. Yeah, cashews. Although cashews are pretty expensive, it's like $5 for like a little 6 ounce can. I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but considering I can eat the entire can, and I feel like it does nothing for filling me up. I'm just still extremely hungry. Like I could probably eat like 10 cans of cashews and not even be halfway full. And that's like $50 in food to get halfway full. When for like the same price, for $5, I could get like, I don't know, like a roll of ground turkey or something, or like a small package of chicken and like some rice, or maybe that and some bag of vegetables. And I'd have enough of food for like a day and a half, maybe a day. Well, for me, it wouldn't be a day and a half, it'd be like one meal, because I seem to eat constantly and I stay the same weight. I think maybe you could do almond milk. I'm not sure. Is it like lactose issues? Yeah. I think last ate walnuts was like a year ago. I always have these foods that I don't know why I just forget about them. I'm like, wow, I haven't ate that in forever. Like, I hadn't ate an orange in like over 10 years. I had one a couple months ago. I'm like, why? And then I remember that I didn't eat oranges or citrus because of the acids in it to like help my teeth be better. Wasn't there like some problem people had, like health problem, like people that lived on ships and stuff, um, with iodine? So I think that's why they like added iodine to salts, I believe, if I'm remembering that correctly. Well, that's good, Jimmy. Are you still selling art and everything to people? I think you sent me, it was an email. And I still got to respond to the other part of Chris's email he sent me. It was a long email, and I responded to part of it, but I didn't get back to the other part. So I will get back to you on that, Chris. You were isolating yourself for 10 years. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier when it comes to being introverted. Is I think that if you're now, like, let's say you're more of an introverted person, I think, like 10 years of being by yourself doesn't seem as difficult for you, like for someone, unless they're like really extroverted. You said Norwegian honey. You ever see like the honey that's like they sell at stores? They'll say 100% all natural, and you'll read the back of it, and it'll have all these like fake sugars and stuff added. Like, it has natural honey in it, but they add a bunch of other stuff, and it's like, what? Like, I tried to buy peanut butter once, and it said 100% natural peanut butter, and I looked at the back and it had a bunch of like sugar added to it and everything. I'm like, why can't they just make it peanut butter? think there's a guy that like some documentary thing I watched, Jimmy, that he like isolated himself like 5 years or something to get better at painting. I think it would kind of be impossible for me to isolate myself, like because of my job. I work with the public so much, so I don't know how that would even work unless I mean, it wouldn't even change a whole lot, like as far as, like for me, outside of work, because I don't really talk to anybody except for like one friend outside of work. Other than that, I'm just like doodling and streaming and stuff. Yeah. You like talking to people, but you're introverted. It, I can understand that. Like let's say you're introverted, but you like maybe more serious conversations, or having lesser friends, but friends that are of value, rather than just having a whole bunch of people that might not be there for you or to help you when times get difficult. Like for me, I would rather have a close friend or somebody that will be there for me if I can be there for them to help them, rather than just like thousands of people that are just kind of not like I don't even, how am I trying to say it? Like I would rather have one or two close friends that actually care about me and I care about them, than to like have 500 people I know that we don't talk about much of anything. If that makes any sense. Well, you've got us on this Doodle stream, man. You can talk to us anytime you want. I mean, there's only like usually like 4 or 5 of us on here on the stream, but you're always welcome here. Only thing is, I would have a lot of questions and things to answer. Like if I get to the point where there's like 1,000 people, but pretty much the people that have been with me at the beginning of it, I always answer their questions and everything first. And I was thinking the other day about how, like I was looking back, I mean, like, in like who I used to be, or how I used to be, just a month ago or a year ago, 5 years, 10 years ago. And I don't know if you probably have, all of you, like you think about who you used to be, or think of a certain time in life to where, let's say, like you have certain memories of it, and you like think back to a time and like miss those times, and there's other times where you think of a certain part in our life that was like the worst. But I think sometimes, like I think it's like a natural thing that people tend to remember the more difficult times in life more than the bad times in life. I think it's like something to do with survival, stuff like that. Do you think there's like any benefits? Like, I mean, like, there's always things that can be difficult, but I think we could find some good out of things that are struggles. I'm pretty sure that it's made your life difficult, but I think there's a lot of areas in your life that it might have been able to where you're able to overcome other things. Like, you're mentally tougher in other aspects. I've also noticed that a lot of people that become, the top 1% in anything, the best athletes, the best writers, the best artists, the best at a lot of things, tend to be the people that had the most difficulty in life, or a tough childhood, or things like that. And I think that the difficult things in life strengthen us to where we can overcome other things, or we can push ourselves in ways that maybe someone that might not have went through difficult things was able to. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if we get too caught up in like we might take things so personal or get caught up in the lives of everyone else, or thinking about certain things that might affect us that's just external, and then when we think about it, it might not even have an effect on us or anything at all. Yeah. Chris says overcoming things makes you a stronger person. Definitely. And Jimmy says, yeah, those things are tough. Yeah, I mean, I think if everything was just easy from the get-go, like your entire life, then, what would there be to, one second. Like, what would there be to overcome? Like, if drawing just came super easy naturally, and there was no challenge in it, like, what would there be to, like, do? Like, if you were just born with talent and every single thing, you never had to try anything, there wouldn't be as much satisfaction. It's like let's say you have a goal for something you want to do. Like, let's say you can't draw something, or you want to run a certain different distance, or you want to lift a certain amount. The thinking back to the journey of doing that and achieving it can be satisfying. Thinking about how much you had to overcome to do something, and you might not have even believed in yourself, or others didn't believe you, or they told you it was impossible. But the fact that you started and you ended up doing it, you surprise yourself, and then you think, if I can do that, if I can achieve that, in those difficult times, or I can do something I didn't think was possible, or other people didn't believe me, but I believed in myself, and I just did the best that I could, then I think it'll help us overcome other things. Like, for me, when it comes to, like, with sprinting, powerlifting, or drawing, or certain things that I do, you might think of something that is only physical, like endurance running or powerlifting, but the act of doing that over and over in the same thing and pushing ourselves will strengthen us mentally, so that other difficult things that happen in life will be a lot easier to overcome. Because, like, let's say there's like someone that doesn't like you, or you're having some other problem in life, and let's say someone was to push themselves to, like, run 100 miles, or to push themselves in training to lift a certain amount, or push themselves to become a certain way proficient in art or writing or whatever. And then the other difficult things in life aren't really that big of a deal. It just makes life more interesting and complete. Jimmy says, trying to help others is now what I do. That's good. Chris says, tough times help us appreciate the good times. Definitely. I mean, what would we have to compare things to if everything was only easy? Because the only way we have any way to compare what is difficult compared to what is easy, or what is failure to what is an accomplishment, is comparing it to the opposite, just like happiness and sadness. If everything was only easy in life and then someone had something difficult happen, would they know how to react or what to do in this situation? If they never had the experience of having anything difficult happen to them. Like certain parts of my life when I was younger, when things were difficult, I was like, why is it like this? I mean, I used to think that it was, growing up, that it was normal to, maybe not have food to eat, or to not have friends, or to have all the difficult things happening. And then I realized that, like, what was going on was kind of the abnormal thing. But it's like sometimes some of the stuff that we might think is, that happens in life that's difficult or bad, can actually be beneficial in some ways. If that makes any sense? Yeah. Jimmy says everyone has their untapped potential. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be things you might not even realize that we might actually be good at. Like, if you don't, try something new or try something different, and let's say you're doing something that you don't think is, that you're talented at, maybe just start doing something else on the side, just for fun. You might find out that you're pretty good at it. When I was younger, like when it comes to drawing, I never even really compared myself to others or thought about, like when you're a kid, you think anything and everything is possible. You think that, you think about your life when you're older, like I'm going to be doing this or doing that. I can do anything. And then it's like something happens to a lot of us when we get older. We start thinking that, this is impossible, or that we can't do this. And I never knew that I had any potential with a lot of the things that I'm doing now. But I think at the same time, if you think that, like if someone thinks they're the absolute best at something, and they're not trying to achieve more or do better, they might be fooling themselves and thinking they aren't the best at it, and they might not push themselves as much. So it's kind of a balance between the two of, believing yourself and trying and doing your best, but even if you do become the best at something, always trying to get better at it. But maybe we all have different goals and things we want to do, so what might work for one person might not work for another person. But anyways, I'm going to go eat a little bit, get a couple things done, and I will be back on the stream probably tomorrow maybe. But I'm gonna go right now, and I will continue the chat with everybody later. So thank you all for joining the stream. You have an awesome day, and I will see you later. Got a couple important things that